All right, so I want to talk trading for yesterday, which was the 15th of July. And we traded TVL. Chris and I actually traded this one tag team style pretty much. What happened was originally, let me show you the daily here. Uh, Obviously, this red candle showing here is today, so we're looking at yesterday. I was looking at a break of this flat top here, this level, for a breakout, and I wanted to see it open at or above this breakout, the previous day's breakout point, or the previous few days actually, excuse me. So it did. It opened. See how it opened? Let's see. The breakout was around 1785, and this on this day, this bar opened at 1780, so we were only 5 cents from the breakout point. So I was really interested in a breakout on this stock, and unfortunately, we really did not. We were not able to capture what this really offered for us, but we got a little bit of it. And basically, what happened was I entered the first part of the position here. I saw it have this intraday break, and I was just loving it. Just nice confluence at this level. And I entered some here. And then what happened was I was actually managing, I was in another trade. So Chris actually entered the rest of the position on this bar here. So we really used some teamwork on this one because I was distracted, so I wouldn't have really been able to get the rest of the position in. So, but at least we were in. And Chris went ahead and managed it from here because I was managing another trade. And you can see he started scaling out when it looked like we could get a slowdown, which was in this area here. And obviously, looking in hindsight, so much this just went so much further. Unfortunately, that we couldn't capture the whole thing, but we at least got, a good 20 cents on average out of it. Well, not quite 20 cents, a little less than that. But, overall, we together have talked about working on being able to, hold longer, be a little bit more patient with our runners and let them run and see if we can start capturing more of the move of these breakouts, because you can see we're just getting such a small percentage of it, and really there was not a slowdown. It would have been much better to maybe trail this EMA and then maybe get out at this level here instead of where we ended up getting out. Probably getting some out maybe up here. Um, this is more of a slowdown. This looks like more of a slowdown to me than this. But we don't want to risk giving back profit. So it's okay to take profit into strength. It's just we just have to perfect the skill of letting our runners run and be a little better at that. But overall, great trade, and that was one Chris and I both took, scaling in. And then SUNE was one that Chris took, and I actually, really honestly, I wasn't sure about this one. Um, the breakout point here you can see on my daily, this was yesterday, this big green candle. You can see that he tried it, and unfortunately, the management on this wasn't the best because technically we should have really let this is market open here yesterday. So we got a nice intraday break, and he entered around this 925 level, scaled in some, scaled in a little bit more after that, and solars were starting to run, so I knew this could be a sympathy play, but unfortunately, we should have let it retest. It was looking weak here around this level. So I understand why he was just keeping it tight. He didn't want to risk much on this trade. He expected it to go from this EMA right here. So buyers buyers couldn't, take control at this EMA, so it came back down, retested the breakout point, which we really should have been anticipating, and we should have let our stop be behind this level. And came down, retested breakout point, and boom, from there it just went with all the other solars all day. So this was a mismanagement thing, in my opinion, and in Chris's opinion as well. So that was that one. And then I took IMMU. This is the one that I was really focused on uh, when Chris was managing TVL. So IMMU, what I do is I you'll notice Chris takes more trades than me, and that's because I am more of a wait for the best of the best. I'm very picky and selective about the trades that I take, and Chris is a little more willing to just get in there and make his odds higher of getting something good just by being in the market, and I don't necessarily have to be in the market as much as he wants to be. But it's nice to have that balance because he catches things that I wouldn't catch. But at the same time, it's always good to make sure that the trades you're selecting are the A plus plays, and this one was definitely that. So this was our daily. This is our daily chart here, and you can see the 577 level was the breakout point, and I wanted to see this thing. Whenever I look for a breakout, if I see it open at or above the breakout point, I'm excited because the odds of it continuing are good if we do get that intraday break. Obviously, it doesn't work every single time, and I totally know that. But at the same time, you have to think in terms of odds. So that's why I like to see these stocks when I'm looking for a breakout. I like to see it open at or above the breakout point because I know my odds are a little bit better than if it came from below that breakout point, far below, and had to break through the breakout point on the daily. So this one gave me a little intraday break here. I went ahead and got all in full position here. And I'm actually starting to trade bigger size, so that's really exciting for me because when I was first starting, I was just trading really small size just to get the feel for it, and now I'm building size, and it feels pretty good, to be comfortable with bigger size versus before where I was a little more emotional about it. So I went in full position here, got a pullback, didn't freak me out because my stop was behind this low of the open, and if it broke this low I would have wanted to be out of it, but I was giving it at least that much room, and it went ahead and started to get bought up again and gave us a breakout. And here we go with the same example of me not being able to really let my runners run. Sometimes it's hard to tell what's going to be a pivot to pivot move, what's going to go all day, what's going to trend upwards all day, what's going to fade out at lunch. You don't really know. So that's why I'm just kind of a pivot to pivot type of trader. But I do want to work on at least having my last fourth of my position, or just a small part of my position, leave it on for a runner. Just set it behind the low a day or wherever your initial risk was, or put it at a break even, and just let that sucker go and see what happens because you just never know. And this is a perfect example of that. So I started taking profit at this slowdown here, and I was like, well, maybe this could be the top. Well, it pulled back and started to ramp back up from there, and just all day just trended up all day. So still a good trade. I pulled out about over 20 cents on this one. My fill was 596, and my average exit was around, I don't know, 16.16, something like that. So 20 cents on average per share of this trade. This is a $6 stock, so um, I was still happy with the trade, but definitely this one ended up being a nice big breakout day. IMMU has a history of running like that, big range in the past, so I had a feeling that we might have seen a big breakout day, but I wasn't taking chances, and I didn't want to hold through lunch, so I took my profit and ran.